Aloha everybody! I am back. I am having so much fun with these videos and journaling. This is the art of noticing, the project I'm working on right now, and I'm working on my second entry. I'm choosing to use this picture of my hellebores that I have in my front yard. The art of noticing is just that project that I'm working on that is intentionally asking us to pay attention to what's around us and journal about it. What is your story? So as you see right now, I am putting my little craft mat underneath my page. These pages are great for journaling and generally would be okay with my pens, but I'm planning on stamping with StazOn ink, and I don't want the ink to bleed through to my other side where my other entry is. So what I'm using is a medium for artists. It's called gesso. Gesso's very versatile, but I use it for prepping pages. I use it when I Bible journal because it helps the thin pages. It kind of gives them strength and gives sort of a coating on them. Then you can take your stamps, your inks, all the other stuff, and it gives it a sturdy foundation. So I'm just taking my foam brush that I have here and just trying to get that covered nice and even. What's really cool about this this Liquitex gesso is that it really does a nice job just smoothing out. I'm then going to take my heat tool. I want to make sure it's really dry before I actually start doing my art on top of it. And this is a heat tool I use mostly for embossing, but it's perfect for drying out my paints. It helps me to get things through a little quicker. You could use a blow dryer as well for this particular kind of drying, but this heat tool is a great tool to have. I've had it for many years, and it just has been great for me. So now sure you can see that I have some food here, some celery. It is left over from my lunch actually, but I've taken this stalk and I'm using some heavy body acrylic paint. It's a set that is called Vibrant, and this particular color I'm using is called Vivid Lime Green, and I'm taking the acrylic straight to the celery stalk. I want to kind of dab it in there, and I have never done this before. I've watched a couple other people do vegetables and potatoes and a little bit of celery, but I haven't seen this particular thing, so I don't know how this is going to turn out at this point. I'm just kind of ready to just have some fun. So I'm taking, it looks like I'm being rough, but I'm gently kind of just making sure that that paint is kind of covering the leaves and the stalk, because I want it to act as leaves and a stem for the flower I'm going to be making. So I'm going to take my page, and instead of taking the celery to the page, I'm going to take my page and lay it gently down on top of the celery and press lightly. And yes, that is my paintbrush getting on the other side. Oopsie. So I'm just sort of, firmly pressuring that, and I really want the detail from all of the leaves to show through. And I'm really happy with what came out. I didn't want it to be too heavy. It's just right. I'm going to bring the camera in a second here to help you see some of that detail. And I probably could have I might do this again, and I might have double layered that. I think that would have been pretty as well. But I'm kind of trying to have this project be something I can do quickly and have fun doing it, but make it a good management of time. So I'm going at it. I'm taking a brush now to the end of the stalk of my celery that I cut off, and I'm using this as a stamp. I was pushing the middle down a little bit just to kind of make that it sort of an effect that it sort of had a center, but I'm almost wishing I had left that, but maybe next time. And then I'm going to go in, my goal is to put 3, and then I decide I want to make it a little smaller, so I just rip a few of those little celery stalks off. I go down firmly, rock and press, so that it goes and that the whole image will go down. Again, there's not really a wrong or right to this. I think you just gotta jump in and swim. And so I want this one to be small, so I have sort of a large, medium, and small in a grouping of 3. I pulled that one up and I just actually am really happy with what came out. It's exactly pretty much what I pictured. I wanted it to be simple and just fresh, colorful, clean. And I think that's the effect that I achieved. I didn't want it to be, you know, too goopy, but I was actually really impressed. There's because this is a heavy acrylic, and you can use any kind of acrylic, but that heavy acrylic left some texture, and you see me, I just kind of felt it, and I wasn't sure if it was dry, but it was, and I love it. I love the effect. I'm using a stamp set. It's a story stamp from a subscription from Ali Edwards, and it's called Grow. I absolutely love this stamp set. The words, the images, and I'm taking the word growth, and I'm going down on my StazOn ink, and I'm going to, you know, set that down firmly onto my page. And underneath it, I've chosen a sentiment that is super sweet. It says, "This life is a constant journey of growing and refining who we are." I love that word, refining. It means that, you know, we can always continue to grow. We'll never, you know, we can get better at the things we're good at, and we can get good at the things we aren't. I'm taking a little swab and adding a little bit of yellow light Hansa from that Vibrant set, and just to add some of the yellow that is in the hellebores in the picture on the side. I'm taking my roller stamp, making sure to date every entry. I love these roller stamps. They're super fun. And then taking some of my mono adhesive and putting that down. I love the structure of this project, to be able to just, you know, give you direction. Love making messy frames around. I actually go back and put a messy frame around my my artwork as well, because I thought that it kind of pulled it together, and I just felt it needed something, and I was really happy with that effect. You'll see that in a second. So I'm finishing up my journaling, just talking about these hellebores and how sweet they are. They're the first ones to bloom. They're early to the party, and always the first one there out of the garden. And I'm a new gardener. These I planted last year, so it's my second year having them. First year of seeing them actually pop up at the end of February and just kind of turn that winter, where it gives you the, you know, the truth that spring is around the corner. So here's my finished product, and you can see I added that messy frame, and I absolutely love it. I really love how it turned out, and I'm so happy that you were able to join me today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye!